Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to my channel. So today we have another pick a card reading, and in this reading we are talking about what your future self wants you to know. So we're just going to do a quick reading right now. So we have three piles. We have pile number 1, 2, and 3. If you need to, you can pause the video for just a second to find the pile that you're the most drawn to, but obviously there are crystals on the cards, so if you choose better with crystals, so let's go over the crystals. um Funny thing about the crystals is I was really drawn to towers. I feel like the collective has gone through some tower moments, and I feel like your future self wants you to know what exactly is going on and like how it's manifesting for your life. So I was really drawn to like towers for this reading, but we have um right here. So for group number 1, we have this clear quartz tower. And then group number 2, we have this purple fluorite. And then for group number 3, we have this green fluorite. So like I said before, if you need to, just like take a moment and you can pause the video to find the group or the crystal that you are the most drawn to. But other than that, yeah, pick the crystal or the group that you're the most drawn to, and down below there will be timestamps that take you directly to your reading. So let's get right into this. Okay, group number 1, if you chose this clear quartz tower, then this is going to be your reading, so let's get started. Okay, group number 1, so what we have right here is we have the witch's hat, express yourself, share your gifts with the world, and then we have witchy medicine, connect to earth, spells and rituals, bring magic and self-care together, and magic wand, focus your energy on one thing. I feel like your future self really wants you to know that the most important thing for you right now to the most important thing for you right now is to not be, like working so hard. Um to really ground yourself and to like connect with the earth, and you can do that through meditating outside, or you can do that by taking more walks outside, maybe like if you're into plants, like plant medicine alternatives, maybe growing a garden, but connect more to the earth, because really, like when we just like get out of like um when we just get out of like the current, I like to say, the third dimension reality, and we connect more within, that's when we start to receive more insight of who we are, what is going on around us. And I feel like it just brings this tranquil, meditative state that it brings us more clarity. And I feel like that's when we are the most receptive, is when we find the most clarity. So I feel like your higher self really wants you to know, like, it's okay to do less. Like, you don't need to be constantly moving and constantly doing things. Like, you don't need to be constantly productive, is what your future self wants you to know. Like, your future self really, really wants you to slow down and tune in with your feminine energy, and to take better, not saying like you don't take care of yourself, but to be more conscious of how you're taking care of yourself. Like, do more self-care, like buy, like, don't think of it as like buying. I always say like you're investing in your overall health. I feel like spirit wants you to invest more in your own energy and in yourself. So like um let's say for instance, more skincare, like maybe treat yourself to some new skincare, like get some new face masks or something like that. Sorry if I sound a little clogged, just because I have allergies, so I'm like really oddly stuffy. So if I seem to sound like something's wrong, that is why. But your spirit, your higher self wants you to know, like, the magic to, like, I get this, like, you're manifesting something, and the magic to you bringing your manifestations into fruition is to slow down and be open, like, really be open to receive, like, love and self-care from yourself. Because when you start to open yourself up to caring for yourself more and loving yourself more, then that's when you just start to attract um more of the things that you desire. So it's the opposite. It's not like, well, of course, obviously take aligned action to the things that you want, but just your higher self, future self really wants you to know to just, it's okay to slow down, and it's okay to not, like, I feel very anxious right now. I feel like a lot of you um could be like really really anxious that you have to do all of these things in order to, like, attain your desires or whatever it is. But your higher self really wants you to just, like, slow down and to take better care of yourself, to nurture yourself, to connect with your inner world also. And your higher self, your future self, really wants you to know that it's okay to express yourself. And I feel like the more that you take care of yourself and the more that you ritualize, like, so for me, I was listening to this podcast, and oh my gosh, I can't remember her name, but she has a book. Oh my gosh, I think her name is like Roxy. I could be wrong, but I'll, like, put the book. I can link the book down below, and I don't remember exactly what podcast this was, but she said that her way of, like, tuning in with her, like, ritualizing her self-care, she had a day of the week that she would carve out for herself, and she called it her surrender Saturday. And surrender Saturday is her day for her to tune in with her feminine energy, and she intuitively gives herself what she needs. So, like, if she needs more rest, then she takes naps or meditates. If she needs to move her body, then she moves her body. If she create what feels like creating art, then she creates art or listens to music or dances. I really feel like even if you um adopt a practice like that, like, one day of the week, that will just, like, really strengthen the connection one within yourself. It'll align you to your future self, your higher self. I really feel like you're trying to align to that version of you. So even if you have, like, one day a week to really ritualize that part, then it'll seem like everything just, like, falls into place as it should. I also feel like your higher self really just wants you to unapologetically express yourself. So, what I was saying earlier is, I feel like the more that you fill your cup, you build this confidence and this love within, that you just kind of fearlessly show up more as your true self and you express yourself. And I feel like when you do this, it'll be very eye catching. Well, like, people in, like, a really good way will be like, oh my gosh, like, what's gotten into her, or what got into him, like, what shifted. So I really feel like you connecting to uh your inner world, and maybe spending less time on social media, if you have a problem with scrolling. I don't know, one of someone's future self is just like less social media, because social media, um, if we aren't very conscious of our consumption on social media, it can be very like, it's like a resistance. It just creates this resistance of you taking the aligned action to align with your higher and future self. And it also kind of puts you in this mode of comparison, which I really feel like you're like scatterbrained when I look at this. Like focus your energy on one thing at a time. Maybe there's just too much on your plate that you're trying to juggle. But your higher self wants you to know, like, prioritize, like, what is the most important thing, and do that first. Like, that's something that I am practicing, working on. And whenever I get like this, and whenever I feel like really overwhelmed, I just always text my cousin and I tell her like what's going on and how overwhelmed I am. And she always says the same thing. She always says, prioritize. What is the most important thing that you need to do first? And then what's the second? And then the third? And then what's the least? Like, I really feel like sharing that message that she shared, like that advice that she shares with me, with you. So prioritize, like, what is the most important thing, and focus on that. And then what's the second most important thing, and then the third, and so on and so on. And also give yourself more grace. Like, don't be too hard on yourself. Like, the world will not burn or perish if, like, like one thing doesn't get done today. I also feel like there's could be you could be someone who gets anxious and stresses out a lot. And when I see connect to earth, I think of like plant medicine remedies. So like you could try plant alternatives to medicine, such as ashwagandha is a really good um it's really good for stress and anxiety. So if you feel called to like look into ashwagandha to relieve you from whatever like stress or anxiety you may be feeling throughout the day, I feel like it's um within your tasks. So I feel like you're someone, or you could be someone who has all these tasks, but you really um feel this resistance, and it's like you may overindulge in like self-care, but that could be a message for like some people. But I really feel like just slowing down, your higher self really just wants you to slow down and nurture yourself and express who you are, because that's really like the power within, is just to that's really when you just like begin to receive, because you're allowing miracles and what your desires are to find you. You're like becoming the like the more that you just rest and allow, the more like your desires can find you, if that makes sense. Okay, so we're gonna get a couple more cards here. Ooh, so we have let go. Letting go, allow the wisdom to remain, but the sting I shall never feel again. So there's something that I feel like you may be beating yourself up about um how you feel as if you haven't arrived yet. If you like, I feel like you are just, you could be someone who's just like feeling some kind of way about, um maybe you're beating yourself up about, um you're not fulfilling your expectations, or you feel like you're not where you should be in life. And your higher, your future self wants you to know to just forgive and let that all go. Like, it's really not serving you, and I feel like it just puts you in this negative headspace. So I really feel like your future self just wants you to forgive yourself, love yourself, and to just let it go. And instead of like holding on to it and holding this inner resentment within yourself, um to really just let it go, because it doesn't serve you, and it just keeps you at this lower frequency. And it's like when you are at a lower frequency, it kind of is like a manifestation repellent. And when you, like, let's say you are constantly like worrying about, maybe your finances are an issue, when and maybe you're beating yourself up because, maybe you want, maybe you're looking to move or something, or go on a trip, or however this resonates. Or, and it's just like, I really feel like you're very hard on yourself, and it creates this lack mindset. And law of attraction, um says, or law of attraction is like, you really receive what you think about the most. So like, if you're coming from a place of, if you constantly think about how you're lacking and how you weren't good enough, well, law of attraction is going to go, okay, well, you can't stop thinking about this one thing, so that must mean that you like want it in your life. So we're just going to we're just going to give it to you. And I know that can be triggering to some people, but I mean, that really is just like the truth of it. It's the way that you think and feel. Like, your thoughts really do control your reality. So I feel like your future self is just saying the best thing that you can do is just let yourself go and forgive yourself, because like, honestly, you knew what you knew with with the knowledge that you had available to, because it says allow the wisdom to remain, but the sting I shall never feel again. So turn that pain into like power, and let it be wisdom for you to move forward, is what your future self wants you to know. So don't think, because we all like go through lessons. Let this be a lesson, and let it like feel the sting, and then never allow it to happen again. Like, do your best to take aligned action. Um Connect within yourself. Yeah, your future self just really, really like wants you to know to, it's okay to like let that go. And then we have true love come to me. True love shall come to me, as I do, so mote it be. I really feel like the more that you just forgive yourself and let go of such high expectations of from coming I feel like this could be self-inflicted, where you just have these high expectations. Or maybe you're someone who like focuses on, maybe you live maybe you have like maybe you live with others, and you kind of juggle everyone else's needs before yours, and you haven't even filled your own cup yet. So you're kind of just like, running off of like a half filled cup, and then by the time you go to nurture yourself, like your cup is just empty and you don't have it in you to take care of what you want for yourself. I really feel like the more that you forgive yourself and the more that you just love on yourself, then you just raise your vibration and you attract so much love to you. I feel like more people will show more love because you're creating that love in your world. Also, I feel like this could attract a love to you. Or maybe just more peace at home or in your inner world. Take it as it resonates. But I feel like with this true love come to me, you're just attracting more love to you. I also feel very like abundant, like it's an abundant love. Okay, let's get some more cards here. Okay, so oh, these are so, I love these. This is like, I feel like this is so like what your future self wants you to know, but also what spirit wants you to know, because like spirit and your higher self are, I feel like in alignment, in a frequency. But so for tarot, we have the sun, we have the six of swords, the two of pentacles, page of pentacles, and the fool. So I really feel like your future self is just like confirming like, yes, like this is like, slow down, um stop working so hard. Maybe like working so hard at work or working so hard to impress others. um your future self really just wants you to slow down and connect to yourself and be more carefree, because we have the Fool card and she's extremely carefree right here, and she's just like in her own element, and she's at her own frequency, like she's just really in her own world right now, and she's just embracing change, she's embracing new beginnings. And the Six of Swords is just talking about like how it says letting go here. Well, it says leaving behind, moving onto calmer waters. So it's time for you to just really move on. Like, move on from the things that just do not serve you and don't make you feel good. And this could be like things, it could be people, it could be work. I'm not saying like quit your job, but maybe create boundaries with people at work. Or if you are looking for a new job, that could be something too. But the Sun card is the most positive card in the entire deck. And then this is just talking about manifestations. And I feel like we were talking about manifestation earlier. So your future self is confirming to you, like, once you just let go and you forgive yourself and you allow more, you nurture yourself more, and you find this balance, then beautiful things are just going to start falling into place, and you're just going to align effortlessly. Like, I really feel like it's just effortless. especially with this card here. She's just so happy. And she's just literally moving so swiftly. I really feel like that's just what your future self wants you to know right now. It's okay to do less, and it's okay to love yourself more, nurture yourself more. Maybe like finding some kind of routine, maybe in the morning or before bed or in the afternoon, but making time. I feel like um, your higher self is saying create some kind of routine, because when you create this routine for yourself, like let's say you want to have a morning routine. Let's say you wake up and you journal and you write the things that you're grateful for, because gratitude is very powerful. I like to journal the things that I'm grateful for, and it's very shifting. Like the energy shift within, like you should try it if you don't already, or if it's something that you fell out of, maybe try to um, be more consistent with. But I really feel like your higher self just wants you to create this routine, especially with journaling. And so create this routine, especially when it comes to journaling. Like, so when I journal, I write a gratitude list. I say thank you for all the things that I'm grateful for. Um, and then I create a to manifest list. So, like a to do list, but a to manifest list. But I say it in the present tense as if I already have it. And I try to do this as early as the first 5 minutes when I wake up, or the first 5 minutes before I fall asleep. There's a video, I could link it down below, but it's a video. I forgot the name of who he is, but he talks about the first and last 5 minutes before you fall asleep and when you wake up. That's your subconscious window. So your subconscious mind has a window where um your unconscious mind is completely mute. Like the only thing that is open is your subconscious mind. So um you, like let's say um you are making a to manifest list and you do this later in the day, and I'm not saying like it's not just as powerful. That's not what I'm saying at all, because it still is very powerful. But if you ever notice like you consciously going like somewhere in the back of your mind just saying things like, oh well, $10,000, that's a lot, I don't know where we're going to get that from, or that new car that you want, that's a lot of money, I don't know how, like if you ever notice those thoughts come up, maybe try like journaling the first 5 minutes before you sleep or when you wake up, and you'll notice that you just write and there's no voice whatsoever, because you're programming that to your subconscious mind, and it's in your subconscious mind, and then it just shifts your way of thinking. The same thing with affirmations. I feel like affirmations would be really powerful with this letting go card. In the image, I was really seeing that you could be in your head a lot, and your higher self really really is like focus more on changing your thoughts. But what I was saying about creating a routine, maybe like you wake up and you journal your, if it resonates, to manifest list. Definitely journal affirmations and gratitude. um, and then you meditate, and then you get a workout in, and then you shower, get ready, all that stuff. Like your higher self really wants you to, it's your future self is saying creating some kind of balanced routine before you take on um, all this responsibility, such as work or family or relationships. fill your cup first, balance yourself first, ground yourself first. And the more that you are consistent with that, so maybe do it like a 21-day challenge, because it takes 21 days to form a habit and then 90 days to make it a lifestyle. So maybe start out doing like a 21-day challenge of you just like having a morning routine or a nighttime routine or a routine whenever you can, even if it's in the afternoon, still just as valid. But make it fun, make it a challenge. Don't make it like seem like a chore, but your future self is like, make it fun, like make it a challenge. I mean, like, yeah, make it a fun challenge to self improvement. I feel like that's just really what your future self wants you to know right now. And like the more that you find this balance is when you are the more that you attract the things that you desire to you. And you just it puts you in a happier frequency. I really feel like once you let this go, like I really feel like it's because the swords indicate your mindset, like it's the mind. I really feel like when you just let all this negative clutter in your mind go, that you just feel much happier. You just go like, oh my gosh, I'm much happier. I feel like you're just in your head a lot and you overthink, and um it's starting to be like wounding mentally. You just have to make that shift within. Also, like meditating is so, even if it's just like 5-10 minutes a day, meditating would be so good to, I like to think of it as like your mind collects there's so much going on in the day that your mind just collects everything that it's like you went through that day, and it becomes like debris. And when you meditate, it's like you're taking out the garbage in your mind, literally. Like you're just clearing so much. And I feel like if you are also someone who like has anxiety or stress, meditation, even depression, I feel like meditation is just so amazing. But yeah, definitely like I feel like this is really just you in your head a lot. And spirit, your higher self, I don't know why I keep on getting twisted, but it's like a message from spirit, your higher self, your future self. They're all like working together, and they're all just like, yeah, get out of this fog, because there's fog right here. Get out of this fog and transition to the sun and new horizons and new beginnings and happiness. Okay, yeah. So we're gonna get some more. Oh, these are upside down. We're gonna get some affirmations, and then we're gonna close this one out. Okay. So it says, I am gentle, kind, patient, and forgiving with myself. So your future self wants you, even like, you can pause the video and write these affirmations down. I feel like that's something that your future self, if you struggle with affirmations, also there's a whole bunch of affirmations on YouTube that I even listen to. But I am gentle, kind, patient, and forgiving with myself. Your future self wants you to know, it also wants you to adopt this kind of way of thinking and believing. Like, be patient with yourself and be kind to yourself. I feel like you could be a little like mean to yourself. And I mean, like, I'm really focusing on the plant right here and how it's on her head. So, like, for instance, if you are someone who grows plants and you're someone who knows that the more like you talk kindly to the plant, then it's just going to grow more, it's going to blossom more. But if you sit here and you talk poorly to it, then it's not going to grow very strong and it may actually die. So think about that the next time you have a negative thought about yourself. Like, think of like your favorite plant and how you love it so much, and then try to practice those same words of affirmations that you give your plant to yourself. And even when you catch yourself saying things like that, um, just even like being aware to catching it and switching your thoughts is extremely powerful. And it says, oh my gosh, and I'm not too late nor too behind. A late bloom is still beautiful. I feel like your future self is just letting you, like, confirming to you that you're not too late, and you're not behind either. Like, you are just on time. And um to stop if you are, I feel like you are comparing yourself to others, because someone's highlight on Instagram could really just be like not true. It could be like not authentic, you know? Like, you're not behind and you're not ahead. Like, you're just on time. We all move at our own timeline. Trust the process. Trust that everything's unfolding as it should. And then it says, I trust my inner voice. So um connect more within. Listen to your inner voice. Like, connect more. Like, I feel like you do hear your higher self a lot. And maybe you're a little skeptic about trusting that, but trust what your higher self is saying to you. Trust the nudges. If I feel like you could be seeing angel numbers and major synchronicities. Trust all that. That's really your higher self and spirit just communicating to you that you are exactly where you need to be. And um, there are some lessons and also shifts, like, um, not just you, but everybody has lessons and transitions in life. Trust the process, trust the unfolding, trust yourself. Also, what we were saying earlier about connect to earth, connect to your inner earth too. Okay, I feel like getting like a couple of these. Oh my gosh, that's so funny that this popped up. So we have let go, enjoy pulsing light of the firefly, but don't hold on too tight. Your future self really wants you to know to just let anything, like, anything that doesn't serve you, let it go. And I really feel like it's just within your, like, in your thoughts. Let any negative thought about yourself go. You're exactly where you need to be. Your future self really just can't emphasize that enough. Like, really just let it go. You don't need to carry that weight. And it's not getting you anywhere. It's just allowing you to stay behind and stay in this kind of self loathing. And then we have path. Wander on the path less traveled. What you might find might surprise you. So be like this, be like right here. Like, go in a new direction. Be open to receive new opportunities, new ideas, new ways of thinking. You really don't know where the universe will take you. Like, you really don't. And you really don't know. I feel like you will just like surprise yourself even. You're like, I feel like you'll just be surprised by your own power, and you just think, I didn't even know I could do something like that. I didn't know I could create that. I didn't know I could have that. Let go and just really go with the flow. and be open to receive and be fearless and embark on new paths. And as I said, new path, it says new path right here and it says path right here. Go on new paths, like take risks, like think what's the worst that could happen or what do I have to lose? Because really, I feel like you really just don't have anything to lose. Like, just ask yourself questions like, and also like, where will this lead me? Like, be more curious. I feel like the Fool card is really like, she's very childlike and she's like giving maiden energy where she's just naively childlike and curious, but in the best possible way. So I really feel like that is your message, group number one. Yes, okay, so that's what I have for you today, group number one. I hope that this resonated with you. Give me a big thumbs up down in the comments if you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it, and I hope that you all have a beautiful day. Bye. Okay, my beautiful group number twos, if you chose this purple fluorite tower crystal, then this is going to be your reading. So let's get right into it. Okay, so group number two, we have curiosity, what sparks your interest, sign. If you are looking for a sign, here it is. Yes, just go for it. Manifestation, what you seek is seeking you. You have a very powerful set of cards, and looking at this entire spread just makes me so happy because I feel like this is your future selves just like big fat. Yes, everything is like aligning as it should, everything's falling into place. And really, if you are looking for a sign, and if you're just like, if you were just like, if you just clicked on this video, or before you clicked on this video and you're just like, I wish I had a sign, well, your future self is just like, yes, this is indeed your sign. And I feel so happy and so giddy like looking at these cards. Like, I just feel so genuinely excited. Your future self wants you to know that your manifestations really are just coming into fruition, and whatever work that you're putting in, like, it's really just paying off, and your future self is really like, yes, you are there, and it's all aligning as should. um with this curiosity card, I really feel like your future self wants you to know that you could be about to become more curious, or maybe you've been, or maybe you are currently curious about new things that are really just like intriguing you, creating that spark in an interest. And I feel like you could be asking yourself, is this right for me? Am I on the right path? Like, am I where I should be? Your future self wants you to know, yes, indeed, like, you, everything is okay. Like, what you are seeking is seeking you. I really feel like I don't need to talk much about this. I really feel like um it's pretty self-explanatory. Like, your future self is just like, yes, everything is fine. Like, I feel like you're very connected with your higher self and you're very well in alignment with your future self. And sorry, I'll get like tongue tied between like future self, higher self, but I feel like they're like the same. Like, your future self is your physical self, but you're aligning with your higher self, if that makes sense. Like, if you get what I'm trying to say. But they're just like, yes, like, keep doing what you're doing, keep learning new things. I feel like you're learning a lot of new things. Whatever, just like, I feel like it's just like whatever makes you go, oh, like, what's that about? Or, ooh, I didn't know I could do that. Or, I didn't know like opportunities like this existed. I feel like you are in such a high frequency, and I feel like you are just like, yeah, in this high vibing energy. And you may be just like looking around wondering like, is am I on the right path? Like, is everything okay? Like, what is going on? And your future self is just like, yes, everything is fine and everything is as it should be. Keep being curious and keep noticing the signs and keep going for it. Like, keep reaching for the stars is what your future self wants you to know. Keep expanding. Like, keep on, like, don't, whatever you're doing, your future self is like, don't stop doing it. Like, keep on doing it, and like it will all like manifest and align as it should. But your future self is just like, yes, like really keep doing what you're doing. Oh my gosh, you guys, like seriously. So we have new beginnings. So your future self is just like, yes, new beginnings are on the horizon. And I haven't seen this card ever. So your future self really wants you to know that new beginnings are just coming to you. They're on the way. And have this childlike wonder. Like when I look at this card, I keep on thinking of a childlike curiosity. Keep being curious. Also, the number 44 could be significant to you. Maybe that's like an angel number that you see all the time. But that's just like, like look, if you're looking for a sign, here it is. That's just further confirmation that yes, you are on the right path. And then we have dream, sleep. No, sorry, I'm dyslexic. We have dream sweet, sleep deep. Keep following your dreams. Don't stop dreaming. Keep following your dreams because your dreams are literally like are literally in like your dreams are going to come true. They are going to manifest in this life. Um Maybe you've noticed some like small manifestations come to you and you're just like, oh wow, like I feel like that's just your future self is just like, and spirit are just working together and they're giving you like little crumbs of manifestations to one help you further believe in yourself and your ability of um you creating everything that you desire, but also to not stop dreaming. Like really like keep on dreaming. Like dream big and dream sweet. Like don't limit yourself. Like really just like keep thinking of what it is that you are dreaming about because your future self is just like, yes, it's coming. Just we gotta like create a little bit more balance, you know, you gotta be a little more curious, but keep doing what you're doing because it's all coming into fruition and it's already yours. Like group two, like wow, you're really just like your future self is just, I feel like they just don't want to go that deep into just like, yeah, like you already know. Your future self is just like, you already know this. Like we're here, we're doing this. Like everything's fine. Relax and keep dreaming and keep going with the flow. Okay, so I may have fallen off track because I had to go take a break and pick up my nephew from kindergarten. But another thing that your future self wanted me to point out was these angel numbers right here. So 44 and 45, and like I was actually touching up my nails. So like I have the lamp that has like a timer on it and I saw 44 and 45 and then I looked at the clock and it um I saw 3:44 and 3:45. So I feel like your future self, and not just your future self, but your guides and your just like entire spirit team is really just letting you know because the angel number 44 and I mean 444, that represents protection, like divine protection. So I feel like your spirit team really wants you to know that like your this new beginning and your dreams are divinely protected. Like they're very well protected by spirit. So you really just don't need to worry about like anything, I guess you could say, going wrong, or um maybe like some lower vibrational source like getting in the way. And that could be like your own subconscious energy. I feel like you're doing, I feel like you're um doing shadow work. So I feel like um like you catch yourself a lot quicker than you did in the past. Like you're very aware of your thoughts, and like instead of letting your thoughts consume you, like you think about it and then you go, wait, nope, that does not serve me, and you just kind of like flip a switch. Also with like the dreams, sweet sleep deep, I really feel like um you could be having very vivid dreams right now, and um spirit wants you to know to pay attention to your dreams. um uh Maybe keep a dream journal right next to you with a pen on like your nightstand, or even on your bed somewhere within reach, and you just like journal your dreams. I feel like your dreams have a lot of messages for you. So that's what I'm seeing for you, group number 3. But yeah, so far it seems like your dreams and your new beginnings are so divinely protected. And oh, and there's 2 butterflies right here. So you may also be seeing butterflies, which I feel like butterflies typically come out in the spring, and it's almost spring. So that could be spiritual confirmation for you that new beginnings are on the horizon. So let's get a couple more. Let's get some tarot. Oh, that one flew right out. So I love that this card came out because this is the Ace of Wands, and this card talks about new beginnings and new opportunities. So I feel like your future self is really just like clarifying to you, like, yes, there are indeed new beginnings on the horizon. There's also a lot of fire energy. So, like, uh, um, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, one of those could be like, um, one of those could show like some kind of sign for you. Maybe it's like your sun, moon, or rising, or someone else's sun, moon, or rising. Maybe it's also just the energy that you're in. But like spirit really is just saying like there is indeed a new beginning for you. And then if you look at this card right here, like there's new manifestations for you. There's also just like the wand, but this is a magic this is like a broom. And I'm really focusing on like the both the hands right there. So it's just like spirit really is just like, man, what you desire, your manifestations really just are, they're on the way and they're coming into fruition. Okay, so we have the Knight of Pentacles, the um, King of Wands, and the Eight of Swords. So I'm seeing with these cards is that you, I see that you're balancing your masculine energy, and I really feel like with this Eight of Wands, I feel like um you are someone who maybe like, since you're kind of like, I feel like with the yes, this is your sign, and like spirit just being like, don't worry, I feel like you could be a little in your head about how everything is going to like like pan out basically. I feel like you could be in your head about um thinking that your hard work isn't going to pay off. And your higher self, your future self really wants you to know that your hard work is really paying off. And you like have nothing to worry about. I really feel like you're just in your head a bit. But there's just so much prosperity coming for you. And you're really just like taking the lead of your own reality. You're like co-creating with the universe. And I feel like you're a little in your I feel like you're in your head because it's kind of slow. Like it's like because this card says slow and steady. It's like how I was saying earlier, how you could be noticing that spirit is like leaving some breadcrumbs of your manifestations for you. And I feel like those are just like to prepare you for what's to come, for like the bigger things. So it's just like spirit's just like literally like leaving you a trail of your leaving you a trail of just like sweet little breadcrumbs of your manifestations. And I feel like you're just kind of getting in your head because nothing, like, there hasn't been that big shift yet. But it's coming. Like, it's coming. So just um, trust the process and allow it to come to you the way that it's meant to. Like, don't try to control the outcome too much. Just let things go and let it flow. Like, trust the process is what I feel like your future self is just telling you right now so much. Just saying, trust the process. Trust the process. Okay, so we're going to get some affirmations here. Also, the Knight of Pentacles is um like, I hear the Knight of Pentacles. When I think of the Knight of Pentacles, I feel like he's just the most grand knight in the entire tarot deck because he's just patient and he's rooted and he takes his time. Like, he trusts the process. And Spirit really, really just wants you to trust the process and slow down. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna get some affirmations here. Okay. Oh my gosh. So we have, I enjoy the space between where I am and where I am going. That's something that your future self really wants you to know. Like, trust the process. Enjoy the progress that you're making. So like, think of it as you're going on a road trip and you are in a car, like, let's say with two other people, so there's three of you, and you are sitting in the car somewhere and all you can think is, are we there yet? Like, when are we going to be there? How long until we arrive? I feel like you're thinking more of the destination, and that's robbing you of being present, versus the other two people, while you're sitting there just going, oh my gosh, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Like, when are we going to be there? You're missing very potent events around you. And like, let's say the other two people, they're very present with the trip. So they aren't thinking about when they're going to arrive. They're actually enjoying the trip to the destination. So like, while they're enjoying it and being present, they're like having a good time. They're making memories, they're communicating, they're taking pictures, they're marking landmarks. They're actually enjoying the process and they're present. And then by the time you get there, it's like um these two people have already bonded over the entire like trip's experience, and then you kind of like bring yourself back and you're just like, wait, what happened? And like you just miss out on everything. Like you miss out on all the sights, you miss out on all the um all the gems. Like you miss out on being present. So spirit, your future self is really saying to enjoy the process, enjoy like the process of becoming, enjoy the process to the destination, because this is very important and it's very potent for you. So don't think too much, when am I going to get there, when am I going to get there, when's it going to happen? Slow down, like the Knight of Pentacles right here. Slow down, enjoy the process, hold the vision. Hold the vision of your desires. Trust that spirit really is just like protecting everything that you desire for you. Trust that new beginnings and your dreams are really on the way. Just allow the process to unfold. Don't try to grip it so much. Just let it go. And then today, we have today, I will think about all that I am instead of all that I am not. Think about everything that you are. And again, there's butterflies right here. So butterflies are definitely a theme. You could be seeing a lot of butterflies right now. But think of everything that you are. Think of how far you've come. Think about how far you've come in every way that you can. Mentally, physically, emotionally. Think about literally how far you have come. That's something that your future self wants you to know. Acknowledge your process to this moment now, and then acknowledge where you were in the past, where you are presently, and where you're going. Even just like reflect, like think about your past self. I feel like your past self, something in your past was very dark and it could have felt helpless and small and kind of like trapping. And I really feel like butterflies are free. Think about how free you are now. Like, really think, wow, like, give yourself some credit because you've come a long way, and stop being so hard on yourself because you haven't arrived. You're doing just fine. Just slow down and trust that what's meant for you really won't pass you. And then we have, there is no magic like mine. You are so magical. There is nobody else in the world like you. I feel like you could be in your head about um maybe like your confidence, or how you feel like you're so different, but that's just what makes you special. Like, I also feel like there could be some comparison to others, but you are magic. And trust in that. There's nobody else in the world like you. You are just unique as you are, and you don't need to change anything. My existence makes the world shine brighter. Just literally what we were saying. They're like, you are magic. Trust that you are magic and that you are a ray of sunshine. And that everything is just finding you all in divine timing. The more I give, the fuller I feel. So, not saying like give out of like monetary things, but give out of alignment. Don't I feel like with giving there has to be a balance. Don't really push it, don't push going out of your comfort zone to impress somebody. Genuinely give when you feel like you are aligned to give, and also don't be afraid to give. Don't be afraid to put work out, because what you put out is what you get back into the is what you receive back. So be mindful, what are you giving to? I feel like is what your future self wants you to say. Don't do it to like people please, but do it from a place of love, and don't do it from a place of lack and where you think, oh, this person has to return. Like, no, like maybe like there's someone who you just genuinely give something from the bottom of your heart, and you just do it because is coming from a place of love, and you don't hold expectation for them to return anything to you. Like, it's truly genuine. But use that as discernment. Like, don't just, your future self really wants you to know, don't just like give to anybody. If that makes sense. Not saying like to not give, but like be mindful of who you're giving back to or who you're giving to, because you really don't want to like give to the point where people take advantage of you. That's not what your future self is saying at all. Okay, so we're going to get some of these, and then we're going to close out group number 2. Oh. So we have transform, emerge with beauty and grace from your cocoon. Oh my gosh, so you are going through a transformation, and there really is just new beginnings for you. And obviously, like when I feel like there's a lot of things that are being, of course, when we're on the point of transformation, um, when you ask for new things to come into fruition, spirit just like takes away all the things that no longer serves you and gives you things so you can transform. So if you feel like that you're losing like friendships or family or things, it's not because you're not like on the right path. It's because spirit is just removing all of the things that are hindering your growth and robbing you from this transformation. And then we have caution. Tread softly as not to disturb the woodland floor. Be cautious. Like, I feel like this is like talking about being more aware of your who you surround yourself with. I feel like there's people around you who um are more like energy vampires for you. Maybe there's someone who like takes too much and doesn't really give back. Use your intuition of the connections around you. This could be friendships, families, a romantic partner. This could be a job, or um, maybe the way that you use your, like the way that you spend your money. And then we have forbearance. Do not be deterred by the thorn and miss the roses. Don't be afraid of some thorns. Like, don't be like, I feel like that's like talking about this. Don't be afraid of um, things that are painful. Like, don't be afraid of it being a little like on your path to transformation. I feel like this is talking about don't be afraid of like the darkness. Don't be afraid of um, don't be afraid of the thorns. Like don't be afraid of don't be afraid of the darkness. Don't be afraid of to to like move past old hurts. Is what I feel like your future self is saying. And then we're just talking about kindness. So take respite by a pawn and be kind to yourself and others. Um, be kind is what your future self is saying. Be kinder to yourself, especially. Like I feel like whatever you are being guided to be cautious about, you could be a little like, I see you could be beating yourself a little bit up about how you feel like you didn't do better or well enough, and how maybe this transformation has been harder on you mentally, and you're kind of just like in your head, and future self is just like, be kinder to yourself, give yourself more grace, because if this kind of work were easy, then everybody would be doing it and everybody would be living their most beautiful and abundant life, and operating from a place of wholeness and fulfillment and wishful thinking instead of lack and entrapment and fear. Like, if this work were easy, everybody would do it. And I feel like the kinder that you are to yourself, that just repels from your inner world to your outer world, and it creates this ripple effect. And it just creates kindness all around. Okay, so that's all that I have for you today, my beautiful group number twos. Two. I hope that this resonated, so give me a thumbs up. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, and thank you for coming in, and I hope I see you for my next video. Bye. Okay, my group number threes, if you chose this green fluorite crystal, then this is going to be your reading, so let's dive right into it. Okay, so group number three. So what I have for you is waxing gibbous. It's okay to change the direction. Mirror, 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 the beauty you see in me is a reflection of you. Saras, love and mother yourself. No, sleep on it. So first of all, I don't think like this is saying like no, that's not going to happen. Typically when no comes up, it means like not right now. But I really feel like um I really feel like you what your future self is saying no to is that no um no to whatever, like, because when I see this, I see um that you see beauty in others and you don't realize that this reflects yourself. I feel like spirit is just saying no, that beauty is also within you, and you just need to like change direction, change your habits and the way that you think. I really am getting like um throughout these readings, I really feel like the main important thing is just changing the way that you think and changing the way that you view yourself. So I feel like spirit is just saying like any negativity that you're thinking of yourself, it's just like, no, that's not true. The beauty that you see in others is a reflection of you. I feel like you put others on a pedestal and you kind of compare yourself um, to others. But spirit is just like, no, like, you are just as beautiful and you need to love and appreciate yourself, nurture yourself. This reminds me of the Empress card because there's the child right here and there's the harvesting. So it's just like your future self is telling you, no, stop comparing yourself and love yourself. Go within and see your inner magic because you are incredibly beautiful and you are worthy of this new change. And I feel like you could think like you could have this mindset where it's too late to change. And that's what your future self is letting you know. Like, it's okay to change. It's okay to flip a switch. It's okay to be the best version of yourself. And it's okay to love yourself and nurture yourself. It's okay to go within. It's okay to do shadow work. Shadow work is, yes, it's painful, but it's so worth it. And I feel like that's what I'm seeing in this card is there's, once you do shadow work, there's just so much magic and you find the beauty within yourself. And it's really just owning everything that you are, but nurturing yourself in the process. So I feel like you're being called to do some kind of shadow work. Also, sorry, the lighting's being there's clouds. It was nice and bright outside. It was really beautiful and sunny, but now it's just like getting cloudy. But I feel like that's also talking about this, like, embrace your darkness. Because when you learn to embrace all that you are, um, there's just so much power um, within you. As you can see, like the shadow self, there's just all these stars right here. So there's so much magic. You just need to dust and clear away the magic. So that's what I'm seeing for you. Don't be afraid to change directions. And don't worry about what other people are thinking. Like, don't be afraid to just think, I'm not very happy right here, and this way of thinking really doesn't serve me. Like, it's okay to shift. Don't allow people to hold you back because they're afraid of change, or they don't think that they can change, is what I'm seeing too. Oh. Okay, so we have these cards right here. So your future self really wants you to know that you are destined for success and you are destined for so much love and abundance. And I really feel like your future self is saying that shadow work is so necessary. I keep on thinking of shadow work, but to be extra nurturing and kind to yourself and trusting the process and allowing yourself to feel those old emotions or even traumas. Like, feel them, because when you feel them, you heal them, and then it's just like it really does become this armor. Um, and I don't know if anyone's ever seen Game of Thrones, but I remember a scene from Game of Thrones um, when Tyrion first meets Jon Snow. It's like back in season 1, and Jon Snow's like upset because he's like Ned Stark's bastard, and Tyrion goes, basically, never forget what you are because the rest of the world will not, and he should wear like his title like armor. That's what I'm getting when I see like you diving into your shadows. You just like you um you just embrace all that you are, like all of your darkness and also all of your light, and no one can literally use that to hurt you. That's literally what he tells him. He goes, nobody can use that to hurt you because you just wear it like armor. I feel like you're destined to dive into the shadows. Also, we have like the moon here. So the moon card is just like pointing out to me because in tarot, the moon talks about shadows and illusions and the subconscious. I really feel like there's just some subconscious like trauma and wounding. I feel like you're just being called to the depths of your shadow, and you're being called to go deeper into your shadow work and onto a deeper level of healing. And like um I really feel like you're looking to manifest. And the thing about shadow work is everyone, like, so a lot of people just like kind of have this like love and light, and not a whole, I mean, like, yes, like light work is just as important. That's not what I'm saying, but like shadow work is just as important as light work. If anything, it's very important because that's also just like a very potent key to like activating your manifestations, because you're going in the depths of your subconscious and you are healing and reprogramming, and um like that just brings out like your manifestations just become more like potent and into fruition than versus just like um oppressing your shadow side and just trying to embrace your light side. Because if you notice, like, also the mirroring, it could indicate triggers. So maybe like there's someone close to you, a coworker, a family member, a loved one, anyone, and maybe there's something that they do that like triggers you, and that's showing you an area of where you need to heal. But on the other side of this shadow work, you're destined for success and love. I get this, like, I just feel like an abundance of love, like prosperous love. And this could be like you attract the right kind of love to you, friendships to you, money to you, beautiful opportunities. You're just attracting so much beauty to you the more that you dive into your shadow. And trust me, like, shadow work is not easy and it's sticky, but it's worth it. It's worth like just something refreshing. It's like doing a spiritual cleanse. It's like it's so hard, but it's so refreshing when you just um are able to truly show up as yourself and in confidence and in love and nurturement to yourself. Like, it's a shadow work is a beautiful thing, but a very sticky thing that um it's very sticky, but it's extremely powerful and extremely necessary. And I feel like it if you're on this, oh my gosh, there's two birds outside. And they're at the waterfall. So I feel like that's just spiritual confirmation because there's these two cute little birds that just flew up for a drink of water. But um gosh, what was I saying? I got distracted. Um oh, I feel like you do yourself, if you're on this spiritual journey and you're looking to heal and grow and to manifest and all of this beautiful stuff, then I feel like you not doing shadow work is a disservice to you and the collective around you, but most definitely a disservice to you. You are robbing yourself of so much, like, there's so much beauty within yourself. And um if you're someone who's like trying to skip out on shadow work, you're really just like robbing yourself of so much greatness. You don't realize the potential that you have, the greatness that you have. And it does take bravery, but that's why we have this card right here. Like, really love and nurture yourself. So, in the process, just like treat yourself to such beautiful, loving things. Like, buy yourself flowers, light your favorite candle, get like a bunch of these tea light candles. Fire is very cleansing. So, like, cleanse around you, cleanse the space around you. Use incense, smoke, but like just in the process of like diving deep into something what is going to feel very dark and painful, bring beauty to it. Bring love and beauty and care and gentleness to yourself during this time because you're really going to need it. And other people can't read your mind, but also be mindful of the people around you. Like, um, be mindful of the people around you. Like, make sure that you are somewhere safe because I don't know who said this, but someone it goes around, but someone said that you are one of the five people that you surround yourself with. So maybe make sure like you're in a safe space because if not, you're going to have a hard time progressing. And also your environment really matters because it really does matter. Like, if you like think of yourself as a flower, like this flower right here, if you are surrounded by people who are just a bunch of negative Nancy's and have limited beliefs, you're not going to get very far. But if you surround yourself by people who genuinely love you and unconditionally love you and appreciate you and support you just as you are, you're going to grow and you're going to flourish, just like how this flower has. This flower was so small, it was just like that, and now it's just like blossomed into this beautiful fluffy, like beautiful and fluffy flower. So think of it like that. Think of it as you're this flower. Okay. So we're gonna get some cards. Sorry, I'm like, if I'm like breathing heavy, um my like soul parents make homemade dog food, and I'm very sensitive to smell and it just does not smell good. So I'm like trying to maintain my breath, and it's just making me feel so queasy. So I'm sorry if I'm like huffing and puffing over here, but I'm trying to like breathe through this because whew, it's woof. Okay, so we have the cards that we have here. Oh, ooh. Okay, so um we have the High Priestess, the Ten of Wands, Seven of Cups, Seven of Swords, and Eight of Swords. Um I really feel like there's a lot going on around you. I really feel like that there is just a lot of responsibility that you could be like that's weighing on you. And I really feel like it's honestly all this weight is really not yours to carry. I really feel like you're carrying the weight of others who may be taking advantage of you. Um I'm also seeing like maybe this is also something that is self-inflicted, like you just take on too much that really isn't meant for you. Like I really feel like you're either surrounded by people who just really rely on you to carry all of their burdens, or you're someone who has this you kind of betray yourself by people pleasing because you want others to be happy, and you could just be taking on way more than what you can handle. But I really feel like you are also connected well to your intuition, that you like this is something that you're overcoming, or maybe you're already like establishing, maybe you already see that this is like a theme in your life, and you are creating boundaries. You are just like putting a line in the sand, and um yeah, I see like you're I really feel like that there's just a lot on your plate, um a lot that you're carrying. I really feel like you're in a fog, but you have this connection to your higher self or to some kind of higher power where that's all clearing away. Like you're seeing things from a different perspective is what I'm getting from these cards. I really feel like that there's just a lot that's going on. I also feel like this is a lot in your inner world too. Maybe there's like a lot of, because the swords talk about um this is like your mindset, like your mentality. Maybe there's a lot that you're carrying on mentally. Um, Maybe you have a lot going on in your mind. Maybe you don't know exactly where to begin. Maybe you're just in your mind and you're overthinking and you don't know where to begin. Where to begin on this journey to aligning with your higher self. And I can see like you're so in your head of where to begin that you kind of like rob yourself of beginning to transform and be aligned with yourself. I just really feel like that there's a lot on your mind and there's a lot that you desire, but you just don't know where to begin and you don't know when to like put all these wands down to stop carrying this weight. I really feel like you're in your head a lot and you're carrying some kind of weight. But you're in tune with your higher self. I really feel like you're learning. You could be reading books. I feel like you're listening to podcasts, anything to find some source of clarity to free yourself. I really feel like you're just like really like picking yourself up from the mud and um, doing your best. And your future self wants you to know that doing your best is so extremely valid. It's so powerful. Your future self wants you to know that this will all get easier. Like the fog will the fog will clear because she's so clear-headed right here and she's just kind of like calm and in her own element. I feel like pulling a couple more cards. So we have the Knight of Wands and this was reversed. I feel like you're like in between. Like you may be getting inspired and then resistance comes and it interferes with your progress. And your future self wants you to know to really just push through. Like be just figure out what it is exactly, like figure out what you desire the most. What what is it that you truly want? Like what is it that what transformation do you truly crave within yourself? Your future self wants you to find your why, find your reason, and push through. Believe in that. Also, be open to receive. Be open to new ideas. Be curious. Have this childlike curiosity. I feel like you're very closed, and your future self wants you to just snap out of it, like wake up and quit missing opportunities. Find your passion and be have courage in what you're doing. Also, it's okay to not be doing what everyone else is doing because this says rebellion or rebellious. Rebel against like get out of the societal world. Like everyone a lot of people in the collective I call like the third dimension. A lot of people in the third dimension like work like live on this autopilot where they work a 9 to 5 and then they do the thing where they get married and they have a dog and kids and a house and a car and it's just like not like it like I don't know why. I'm not saying none of those things are valid, but to just like have that kind of programming where it's not even authentic happiness your future self is just like, yes, those things are great. We do want, maybe you do want a dog, maybe you do want a house, and you do want to have kids, and you do want to get married. But your future self is saying, don't do it because society says you need to do it by XYZ. Do it because you truly desire to embark on this new beginning. And this says, new paths right here. Be open to a new path. Like this card at the beginning was talking about, it's okay to change direction. Change your direction. So stop living by life by society and live life that's spiritually and soulfully aligned to you. And also quit looking. I'm really feeling like your future self, you scroll a lot on social media. I feel like your I feel like your future self is tattling on you right now. Someone on here. You are comparing your life to people you may see on social media, and that could just be literally a bunch of BS. And your future self is just like, quit like robbing yourself of all these things, quit getting sucked into like TikTok and Instagram and all that stuff. Like, yes, go on there for like inspiration, but don't live in there where you are just like comparing yourself to others. Like, stop procrastinating. That's what your future self is saying. Quit procrastinating, fight against the resistance. Figure out when resistance is coming up for you. Resistance can look like maybe you sleep in too much. Maybe you sleep too much, like you get too much rest. Maybe like you binge watch Netflix. Maybe you game too much. Maybe you eat too much. Because there's some kind of like, oh, man, I don't really know like the like dopamines and stuff. Obviously I should educate myself, but like your future self is just like, find the things that are creating resistance from you going from this to this to this, finding the thing that is holding you back and pushing through no matter what, even on days that feels hard. And I'm not saying to be like on all the time, to not like eat like that one unhealthy-ish meal that you and I'm not saying to like um not like, maybe you really like pizza. I'm not saying like to completely like get rid of pizza, but in moderation, like have pizza. Or maybe like make your own pizza and make sure like it's, maybe get creative and make your own tomato sauce and buy better quality ingredients, you know? Like spirit's just like, find the thing that's resisting and how can you like push through that. And your future self just really wants you to know that, like, push through your resistance, find the thing that you are like, that you are clinging onto, putting yourself in this like literally betraying yourself and putting yourself in this self-inflicting prison, and just like robbing yourself of success. That's what your future self wants you to know. Find what it is that is like where you are betraying yourself. You're betraying, sorry, we have dogs. You're betraying your desires, your dreams. You're holding yourself back. Find that thing and push through the resistance. Okay, you know, we're almost done with this, so they're just gonna bark, but we're gonna get some affirmations and then we're gonna close this out. Okay, so we have, I do not have to prove myself to anyone but myself. Literally, like, you don't owe anyone an explanation. You don't need to go to others to for external validation. You are enough just as you are. Oh my gosh, literally what I was just saying. I am and have always been more than enough. Believe that you are enough. Believe that you are worthy. Another thing of resistance, it could be how you feel. So maybe you don't think that you're worthy. You are so worthy. Your future self wants you to know. And I was just talking about this before we saw this card. You are more than enough. And you need to believe in that. Believe in yourself. And you don't need to go to others for external validation. You don't need to create this facade life on social media to receive validation from others. You're worthy just as you are. And if anything, I feel like it's not authentic. You aren't being authentic. Be your authentic self. Every moment has led to this. I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. Believe that you are where you are meant to be, regardless of how life may feel. You are meant to be here. You are meant to grow through this. You are meant to grow and shine through the things that are trying to hold you back. You are stronger than this resistance, is what your future self wants you to know. And then we have, I enjoy the space between where I am going, where I am and where I am going. Trust the process. Believe in where you are going. Like, this came up for group number 3, and the message that Spirit had was like this car ride analogy. So, like, let's say you're going on a trip and you're with 2 other people, and you are so focused on the outcome that you aren't present in the trip. So the other 2 people are just like having fun and they're making memories, and they're like enjoying the moment. And then like you get there and these other 2 people have so much to bond about, like the trip there, and you're just like, wait, what? And you spent all this time obsessing about the destination that you missed out on literally the best, most potent memories throughout this entire trip. So the process is extremely important. And you don't want to wish it away, and you don't want to be that person who's like, are we there yet? Am I there yet? Don't be there. Be here. Enjoy the trip. Enjoy the process. All right, these are our last cards. And then we're going to close this. Oh, these? Okay, that one came for the other group, but we have let go. Enjoy the pulsing light of the firefly, but don't hold on too tight. Let go of any high expectations that you may have from yourself or that others may have of you. Just let it all go. Maybe you're beating yourself up because like you are too hard on yourself for not doing better, but you knew how to handle these situations with what knowledge you had available to you at that moment. So forgive yourself and let those things go, because it really does not serve you and it hinders your growth. And then we have renew. Nature continuously renews itself year after year. Don't be afraid to continuously go different directions. Be true to yourself. Learn new things, make new mistakes, gather up lessons, because that's wisdom. You are attaining so much wisdom, and that's going to serve you in the long run. That's going to serve you. Your future self is like, that's going to serve you so good, because you are learning so much, and a bunch of people will see, like, let's say you do make it, which I hope you do, but people see you and they take so much inspiration from you, and uh, you inspire them to do that same thing. I mean, like, it's just like I'm seeing like phoenix rising from the ashes. You picked yourself up from the ashes and you literally rose up and completely transformed. People are going to be so moved and inspired by you because you are just transforming who you are, and you openly like express yourself authentically. You don't hide. And then we have dance. Allow yourself some fun each day, just as the sun dances with the moon each night. Have fun. Don't be too hard on yourself. Have some fun. Like, and also, um, man, a lot of things that people are saying that, like, I don't know who they're quoted by, but another thing that a lot of people say is like, So let's say you have a problem, and the way to resolve that problem is by doing the opposite of how the situation began. So let's say like you were sitting in stillness. So let's say you were sitting in stillness and you went to go check your mail or something, like you're in like your mail on your phone, like your emails. And this issue happened, and you sit there forever trying to figure out how to resolve it. And you're just sitting there and you're sitting there and you're draining your energy. Your future self wants you to know that the way to resolve an issue is to be in the opposite state at which it came to fruition. So, for example, dancing, and also to not take life so seriously, to have fun, embrace embrace yourself, embrace all that you are, embrace your mistakes, embrace forgiving yourself. So also like meditating, you can meditate and find the resolution. Go for a walk in nature, you'll find the resolution. Dance, you'll find the resolution. And also, it's a great way to connect to your feminine energy, which is the high priestess. It says divine feminine right here. That's a way for you to connect to your inner knowing to resolve an issue. And also to not take things too seriously, to have fun and to go with the flow and be fluid. That is what that is what your future self wants you to know, group number 3. And I think that's all that I have for you. I think that's like all the messages that your future self has for you. So, if you like this video, please comment below, give me a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and thank you so much for tuning in. And I hope to see you for my next reading. Bye.